Okay, so let's talk about ADH. ADH, again, is also called vasopresson. All right, and let's make a little vessel here. So here's my little blood vessel, okay? And then over here, let's make our tubule. Okay, so we know the tubules are aligned with simple cuboidal cells, right? We know that. Okay. And so we'll call this the collecting duct or whatever. All right. Okay. And what's in here? Filtrate, right? And let's say the filtrate, is dilute. It's 100 milliosmoles. All right. We're in the, collecting duct, distal convoluted tubule, whatever. Okay. So in the other video, we said that, the hypothalamus, when the osmolarity is high, the particles are high, fluid is low, so it releases ADH. So ADH is released from post-pit. So it goes in here. Here's my little hormones going into the blood. Okay. And remember, if we're in the collecting duct especially, we're going to be within that, crazy medullary gradient, right? Okay, so, it starts out at, 300 up here, maybe 300, and then like 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. Okay, so we're in that, right? So we have ADH, and what does ADH do? Well, it targets the kidney tubule. So ADH basically comes over and it basically signals, it binds to the cell, okay, and what it does is it signals a vesicle that contains aquaporins. I know it's hard to see this, but there. And what it does is it signals that cell to plant the aquaporins into the luminal membrane. Okay, remember an aquaporin is specific to water, allows water to go through. So what that does, basically what that does is ADH increases, ADH on the collecting duct and DCT cause those tubules to become permeable to water. Without it, the collecting duct and the DCT are not permeable to water, only when ADH is there, because it plants these aquaporins there. So, we've got the filtrate coming down here. We've got the aquaporins here. So what happens is water follows the solute. This is really salty in here, and basically the water will come through the aquaporins that are being planted in the wall of the tubule there. So the water is then going to come in through that and go back to the blood. So I'm going to come through and into the blood. Okay. What happens then? Blood enters water enters the bloodstream and it increases blood volume. Okay. So ADH increases blood volume, which makes vessels stretch, which equals increased blood pressure. Okay? All right? Keep in mind the collecting duct and the distal convoluted tubule are impermeable to water unless ADH is present. Okay? And in the collecting duct, it's sitting in this medullary concentration gradient, which is also aiding the water into leaving that tubule because it follows the solute to go into the blood. All right? So as the filtrate goes down, the osmolarity of that filtrate is now increasing. Okay, so when ADH is present, water's going to leave the filtrate is going to become more concentrated, and when it becomes urine, the urine is going to be concentrated. It's going to be very dark colored, dark yellow to almost orange. All right, so that is one of the things that happens at the DCT and the collecting duct that helps to tweak what's going on, what's going to eventually become urine. Tweak that filtrate where it's eventually going to become urine. So it'll either be kind of dilute urine or it'll be concentrated urine, depending on what's going on with the body. And it does this through this being stimulated by hormones. And ADH is one hormone that this happens with. And this is going to have an effect on blood pressure. All right, so next let's talk about aldosterone.